Well, how y'all doing? Derby Jack here. I want to read chapter 12 of Romans, or just this part because it's a little different. There's just one word that makes more sense from the interlinear than it does even from the King James. King James gives us basically a generic understanding of this subject. But anyway, it says, and be not we'll read it all together. We'll just read from the beginning, so you know where I'm at. Chapter 12 of Romans says, "Therefore, brothers, I call on you through the mercies of God to present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, pleasing to God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this age." Okay, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, in order to prove by you what is the good and pleasing and perfect will of God. Now, when I read it from here, the way this is, we know that it says in the world, do not be transformed, be transformed by the renewing, and be not conformed to this world, but that's a generic term. But when you say age, we're in an age. And the world, meaning the age that we're in, the place that we're in, okay? And this particular place is the last age. We are in the age not to be transformed to, okay? Meaning that the world is living in a different way. It's got a different set of rules, a different system. And the system is disconnected from what God originated a system to be. And that's because of the fall. When you go into the Bible, God dealt with man. I remember in Bible college, I never liked the term, but they used to use it as dispensationalism, a class I had to take. And basically the idea and the premise is that throughout the Bible, from Genesis all the way until you get to the New Testament, from Genesis to Malachi, the last book of the Old Testament, is that whole area, God is constantly working with man. So in each age, so each generation was an age that God worked with man in a different way. That's why there was always different names. If you go by the history of what I was taught in the Bible, I'm still learning that a lot of things I was taught in Bible college were wrong. But anyway, and what I'm saying is that they would always have different names, and they would have a different reason for that name, like Elohim or El Shaddai or El Shaddai. I mean, what different names, and they have. I'm not getting into all that right now, but they had different reasons. Like I forgot exactly which one, but it would mean the God of the seasons, the God of rain, the God of the sunshine, the God, not idol worship, but just that name of how they felt at that time, whether they were people in the desert, the provider. Okay, El Shaddai, the provider, okay? He was one. I'm not saying that El Shaddai goes for revision, but anyway, you get the drift. I'll someday maybe go in and do a teaching about the different names of God. That's not where my head's at right now. So anyway, and be not conformed to this age. So right now, people are conformed to the age, conformed to the world. And what is the age? The age of excitement, the age of discovery, the age of technology, the age of technocracy, I can't say it. And the age of man adapting and succumbing his limitations through all the AI and everything they want to do. We're in an age of power to mankind. An age where anybody can be anything if they have the money They have the connections. They have the bloodline. They have the money. They have it all. There are people who get connected, and there are people who get connected the wrong way. They get connected in the back end. So you either need to be connected in the front end or back end. But here's the thing. What ends up happening is there's a trickle down. What it means to not be conformed to this age. We got people around us. I've said it before. I think it was Obama who said that, you didn't make anything. The government, allowed you to make it where you're supposed to be the greatest people in the greatest country. And for people who loved Obama, Obama kept kicking you people in the butt. Obama would sit here and say all the nice things and turn around and say stuff like that. Well, you didn't make that your company. You didn't make that corporation. It was the government who allowed you. As if the government had something to do with it. All you did was pay your licenses to the government, and do your. But anyway, what has trickled down? And he always said trickle down economics, that when the rich get rich, it trickles down and everybody else. That was his thing, right? But what has trickled down? When we had the Democrats in, we had a trickle down of immoral. They had an extreme on their end, and I've said this before. I'm not going to stay in it, but they had their extreme of wanting to kill children in the belly and turn little Johnny into Jane, and women being infested with males thinking they're women to do sports in their locker room, and you know how it is. Men in women's bathrooms. No, that's the extreme. So it's like you can't be on moral ground, but y'all are. And here's the thing: what's trickled down, okay, from the administration now is the attitude. So now on the Republican side, who used to get down on the Democrats because they thought that they had it going on and acted like a bunch of a-holes, now the Republicans are the ones looking like a bunch of a-holes as if they were the Democrats. Follow me now. But now the Republicans, Donald Trump has a foulness that comes out of his mouth. He has a way about him. This hero, and I see it on Facebook. They got people got pictures out there where Jesus is on top of and the flag. And so anyway, what's trickled down is that attitude. So what we're saying is, you people, you MAGAs or whatever you are, what is trickling down from Donald Trump, your leader, your resident savior, is his attitude, is his spirit. You see what's happening? There are a bunch of demons out there. They like to collect into those they can collect into. And so when demons are waiting to be accepted, it is great to have somebody with a big mouth like Donald Trump to hearken whatever his ideas are or whatever, and people accepting it, which goes along with that attitude, is a spirit. So when you're accepting the ideas of somebody like Donald Trump, we're going to send Alex out there, we're going to get all the illegals, and we're going to do this, and now it doesn't matter, we're going to go all the way. And it doesn't matter whether you protesters, you're either going to get out of the way or die. I mean, when you get to that point, that trickles down to your Patreons. That trickles down to the people who respect you. That's the stuff that trickles down to your followers, to your voters. What trickles down from Donald Trump throughout, and I'm even going a little further. Let's get to the closest people. His cabinet. Men are afraid to speak their mind. These are the leaders that you congressmen and whether it's Democrat or Republican, you got Democrats who are acting like they want to take Trump out, but And then you got Republicans who are afraid to say anything. You got people in the media who are afraid to ask the hard questions, who are afraid to confront Donald. Donald, shut up and ask the question. We don't need to hear your story about what you did. We don't care about the numbers. Nobody will do that. And so what trickles down from the Trump administration, from Donald himself, is ignorance. Number one, is anger, is division, is all that, all the stuff, because he stays up nights. Here's an unbalanced man. You can't tell me that man's a Christian if you think he is, because he's not. He's Jewish. That's what he transformed himself into. So even he has transformed himself into an angel of light, but yet he is of demons, okay? He's a little horn, as far as I'm concerned. So what has trickled down from Donald Trump in this age? Well, what has trickled down is I know people personally who when you mention Donald Trump in a bad way, they're ready to pounce on you. And Trump, let's go back to where they learned that. Every child learns from their parents, right? Children learn from the adults. Remember, you got to learn as a human. All you people believe in evolution. Don't believe in evolution because it's not real. You got to learn things to adapt. You got to learn from somebody else. You just don't sit there and all of a sudden you're going to learn how to make a spear and hunt and everything else out of nowhere. So anyway. So what's trickled down in this age that we live in is hatred. Division, anger, spitefulness, everything that, and here's the thing, the spirit that people pick up on the internet with his social network or whatever it is, social truth, I don't even have it, but for the people who read the stuff that he comes out, and I see it on the internet, how they talk about, here's his mem last night at 2 o'clock in the morning. Do you know that Donald Trump, if you're a spiritual person, Donald Trump is actually acting more like a wizard. He's acting more like he's putting residuals for people to read. He's pushing his anger. The things that push his button, he's putting it on social media, and he's transferring that spiritual darkness to the people who read it, to his public, to the people who are MAGAs, who can't see any wrong in him. So now that spirit that makes them love Trump even more is now built up with more spiritual possession around them and within them. And here's the thing about the national Christians for Trump, okay? Y'all may be fooled. Y'all, when you became a Trumper and you were a Christian and you started defying the Holy Spirit of truth, the Spirit may have left you. Spirit may have left you. So just consider that. You don't have to believe me, but just consider it. Because what rules your heart now? Every time Donald Trump speaks and he starts speaking about the things that anger him, doesn't it get you? For you people who are trying, doesn't it make you feel like that's like my brother and they're doing this to him? Think about that for a moment, people. He's our president. See, when you guys use terms like that, well, he's still your president, that means nothing to me. I didn't vote for the man. I have no stock in him. I don't care either way. You have to understand this. This might sound cold. If I'm a survivalist in the jungle and I'm stuck there with Donald Trump, well, here's the thing. As a survivalist, I've learned how to survive off the land. He's learned how to survive off of conniving other people, banks, and everybody else. So in the jungle is what I call it. I don't care if it's a stone jungle, made of brick and mortar. I don't care if it's technological. I'm in a jungle, and if the jungle's that, or if the jungle's that, here's the thing. I'm going to leave him. Why? I can survive. He has a bank account. Now there's no banks, and there's no place for him get any money, and there's no, let's say he's got a cell phone, but you're in the jungle and you can't get, I'll leave him. Why? He's rich enough, right? I don't know what the hell money's going to do for him, but I'll leave him. He's lived all his life prepared with the money. I probably am a person about survival. I lived all my life learning about how to survive without money. And the law of the land, not as a Christian, but the law of the land is the fittest. So, if you'll survive, if you're the fittest, if you're not the fittest, isn't that what happened to Neanderthal that died out? They weren't fit enough. Right? So we're in an age, and we're in an age that our leadership is possessed, and it's trickling down to the faithful of this particular leadership. There are no Christians in Washington, and if there are, they're cowards. They're make-believe. They got no spirit. Because sometimes to do the right thing, whether it's to speak out against something, to do the right thing in the world that affects the world, to do the right thing that affects what the world does wrong and the people behind it, there's a cost. There's a possibility of threats, okay? But at the same time, you end up being able to know that you go day by day with a pure heart, that your heart is capable of being clear, knowing that when God reads your heart at the end of your life, you were faithful. You didn't fall prey to the age of the day. You didn't fall prey to the flavor of the day. You didn't fall prey to the color of the day. You didn't fall prey to the so-called, people who are supposed to be good, but they were just wolves in sheep clothing. Sheep clothing and sheep clothing. So, in saying all that, think about that. Not the world. Think about the age you're in. Think about what bothers you. Think about the people that trigger you. Think about the people that seem that when you see them triggered, you're ready to pounce on somebody. People you don't even know, you're ready to give your life. You'll put yourself in front of a bullet to save them. Come on, people. Come on, wake up. Well, I got a brand new song, and I'm going to put it on the end of this. I wasn't going to. I was going to make people go to my music channel, listen to it. But anyway, I'll put it on the end here. And it's a song. I let the song speak for itself, but I'm just going to say this. It's a song that pretty much summarizes what I am. So, in my position as a child of God. Okay, that's the best way I can explain it. So anyway, in saying that, love y'all, pray for each other. I want to thank some good friends of mine, the Holtz. They send me gifts, and the stuff they send me, I need. Whether it's because of physical and natural, but it's their heart. Both are doing well. My boy, he's healing up really good. I think they just had a new goat or something like that in their family and stuff. They got animals. It's beautiful people. So keep praying for the Holtz. and Tommy, Gene and Tommy. I'm sorry. Tommy's healing up really good. He's the one who he had a lot of burning issues and stuff, and he's healed up really good. Pray for his heart. Pray for his mind to stay steady. That God works in it and keeps the demons away and stuff like that. So anyway, in saying all that, and his wife, keep her strong. Pray for people who need to be prayed for. Pray for family members still defying God, that before they die, that they better get their you know what together. Also, I'd like to end by saying, I am sick and tired of seeing the face of Whoopi Goldberg. Here's my thought about Whoopi. The reason that Whoopi, I believe, is on the Epstein files is because I think he hired her to be a clown to scare the hell out of the children for entertainment purposes. I don't think he would have invited her to the island for any other reason. I mean, we're talking about Whoopi. We're talking about that face. Come on now. I mean, I believe that these monsters, these perverts, these debased a-holes and stuff, I do believe they had some type of standards. I don't think that she hit whatever she thinks she is. I don't think she came up to them standards, so I'm going to stick with what I said. I think that she was hired to be a clown to scare the hell out of the kids. So, Derby Jack out. Love you. Hope to see y'all on the other side, and the song's coming up. I'm a spiritual minstrel. I sing songs of godly truth. I hope you dig my music, but also hear my message too. This talent is not my own, it's a gift that comes from God. He inspires me in the spirit to write and sing His song. I'm nothing but a minstrel. I play this here guitar. Don't sing for fame and fortune. I don't need to be a star. I'm nothing but a minstrel, a psalmist with a tune to reach your hearts and souls and to live what is true. I'm the voice in the wilderness to give thought to the thinking man. My music moves in a subtle breeze to give depth to the story at hand. I sing for His glory, write with His wisdom too. God save me from the death of sin, my purpose to do His will. Nothing but a minstrel, I play this here guitar. Don't sing for fame and fortune, I don't need to be a star. But nothing but a minstrel, a psalmist with a tune to reach your hearts and souls and to live what is true. to live what is true, to live what is true. To live what is true. I'm a spiritual minstrel. Live what is true. Live what